Backyard baseball drills will explore different creative techniques that a parent and child can practice in their own backyard. These drills can improve a player's skills while also building up a good parent-child relationship. Many parents have fond memories of playing catch with their own parents. Backyard baseball drills will enable you to do a wide variety of practice drills with your son or daughter. While watching this video, remember that safety is of the utmost importance and that a parent should supervise all drills. Be creative and invent your own drills as well. As in other videos produced by Marty Schupak and the Youth Sports Club, our most important goals are to improve as individuals, to improve as a team, and to have fun. Bubble hit. One of the first backyard drills you can do with a child who is very young is to blow some bubbles and give him a big bat to hit them. This very simple activity will be lots of fun for the child while giving him a little taste of what it's like to swing a bat while trying to hit a moving object. Kids as young as 3 can do this activity. Knee throw. This little backyard drill is excellent to help a player learn to throw correctly. Throwing is composed of a number of steps using the arms and legs. Here we're working on the arms. Both the parent and player are facing each other on their knees. We encourage the player to bring his arm all the way back behind his body before he comes forward with it to make a throw. A player can progress in this drill by increasing the throwing distance. You can keep moving further apart, but don't get so far apart that the player's throws lose accuracy. Plywood throw. Kids love to throw balls against a wall and catch them. All of us who've played baseball as kids have done this at one time or another.
Good job.
In this backyard drill, a piece of plywood 3/4 of an inch thick and about 3 by 4 feet in size is set up so that a young player can have a catch with himself or herself.
Good.
The plywood can be leaned against a tree or any other secure structure, and a tennis ball works great. When setting this up, make sure that a parent handles the plywood.
Good.
Throwing the ball through the tire. Kids like throwing a ball against a wall or other surface where it will come back to them. This excellent throwing drill can be set up with a tire on 2 logs in front of a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. This drill works well whether a player has pitching aspirations or just wants to practice his aim. When this drill is set up, all the player needs is a bucket of baseballs or tennis balls, and he can practice this on his own. Plastic milk container catch. Many items found around the house can be turned into useful props for catching a baseball. Here we see the top part of a 1-gallon milk container. This is easy to cut using scissors. When turned upside down, it can be used to catch a ball. We put silver duct tape along the top to cover the sharp edge. Sometimes young kids find it a little difficult to catch a ball in a glove. Using the plastic milk container, a young player can start to practice catching a ball. The ball should be thrown underhand to enable the player to concentrate on the skill of catching. Young kids will enjoy this, and after a little practice, will be able to make the catch while moving. Make sure to use a rag ball in this drill, which we'll show you how to make a little later in the video, because other balls, such as a tennis or rubber ball, will be too bouncy. Catching fly balls. One of the hardest things to teach young players is how to catch a fly ball. In this drill, we'll see a progression that leads to catching a hard ball. Here, the parent is using a racquetball racket. The player holds a paddle that the Velcro balls will stick to. The parent will hit fly balls with the racket, first near the player, and then make him run for the ball. This practice drill helps relieve the fear of being hit by the ball. Kids love this drill because it enables them to make some great running catches. This drill combines fun with practice in the actual technique of catching a fly ball. Catching fly balls in a glove.
Try to catch with 2 hands.
The progression from the Velcro paddle to the glove should be a fairly smooth one. In this drill,
Good, that's
tennis
good.
balls are hit high, and we encourage the player to catch them with 2 hands. For very young children, catching the ball is not a must. Getting the young players just to get their gloves on the ball is the important goal. Remember that in some respects, catching a tennis ball in a glove may be harder than catching a hard ball, because a tennis ball can easily bounce out of a glove. Having a catch with a hard ball. We next progress to having a catch with a hard ball. Again, younger players don't necessarily have to catch the ball.
We gotta move
Catching the ball with 2 hands is the most taught technique, but you need not overemphasize this. Believe it or not, some players do better catching fly balls with 1 hand, and they're more comfortable doing it this way.
Good.
Try at first to teach catching the ball with 2 hands, but whichever way the player is most comfortable catching the ball is the way he should continue to do it. It is best to begin this drill when both the parent and player are comfortable and feel safe with it. Some players will pick this up earlier than others.
Go.
Individual lead drill. A great quick drill to teach a youngster how to catch while on the move is the individual lead drill.
Next one up. Good job.
Using 3 tennis balls, the player runs away from the parent, who throws 1 ball, then the second, then the third. Lead the player like a quarterback leading a receiver.
Go.
The player will put each ball down after catching it. Try to teach the player at the earliest possible age to turn his or her shoulder in the direction where the ball is headed. This will get the player used to running sideways rather than just running backwards. Paddle catch.
Do it, Lucas. Try to keep the other hand away.
A great technique to use when teaching a player to catch with 2 hands is to do the paddle catch with him. When a player has a glove on, he can catch with either 1 hand or 2 hands.
Good.
When he's catching with the paddle, which is a flat and circular piece of wood, the 2-handed catch is the only option. The paddle can be a round piece of plywood or an old table tennis racket with a hand glove attached to the back.
Good.
This drill can be done either with fly balls or with ground balls. Baseball golf. Kids greatly enjoy the game of baseball golf. Cones are set up apart from each other and represent holes, as in golf. The object is to try and hit a cone by throwing the ball. The number of throws is counted, and like strokes in golf, the player with the lowest score wins the hole. Depending on the size of the area, you can set up a large number of cones or repeat each hole a few times. This backyard drill can be done with hard balls or tennis balls. Hula hoop throw. A simple throwing drill is the hula hoop drill. A hula hoop is extended from a tree on a rope. Another rope is tied to the bottom of the hoop with a weight to anchor it. With a bucket of tennis balls, the young player sees how many balls he can throw through the hoop. An added challenge occurs when a ball hits the hoop and the hoop begins to rotate. The player must carefully time his throw to get the ball through the spinning hoop. This drill can be done alone. Using a tarp. You can purchase a baseball net and spend a fair amount of money, or with a little creativity, you can have the same result for under $20. Purchasing a tarp and using bicycle hooks and bungee cords will give you almost the same effect at a considerable cost savings. Hitting off the tee.
Good. Okay.
Believe it or not, a bathroom plunger can be a useful part of a backyard baseball drill.
Going. Ready? Go.
You take the bathroom plunger, turn it upside down in a batting tee, and place a large ball on it so that a child as young as 3 or 4 can hit it.
Good job. Go.
Notice the large bat that's being used.
Make sure you step with that front foot. All right, you want to step. Hold it. Ready? Go.
You can progress to a smaller ball when the player is ready.
Ready? Go.
And then, for older players, the progression goes to a regular bat and tennis ball.
Hit. Good. Hit.
and finally to a hard ball.
Good. Ready.
Hitting off the batting tee is one of the most effective hitting drills you can do.
Okay. Keep it going. Ready.
Let's continue working with the batting tee and look at a few tips to help make the player a better hitter. Remember that when a player hits a baseball off a batting tee, the ball should not hit the wall or tarp above the player's shoulders, or else he's uppercutting, that is, swinging up. A mistake a lot of players make is to move their front foot wide toward third base for righties, instead of toward the pitcher.
Good.
To correct this, take 2 pieces of 2x4 wood, about 18 to 24 inches long, and put them outside a player's feet on each side. This will force the player to step straight, as his foot will hit the wood if he steps wrong.
Take a little bigger stride. Front foot. Ready, hit. Good. Okay, good.
Another mistake occurs when a player moves his back foot just before swinging, which we call happy feet.
Good. Okay, that's it. A little bit more.
A way to correct this happy feet is to place 2 bricks on each side of the hitter's back foot. The back foot really should not move except to twist and pivot on the swing.
Go.
The bricks will help the player keep from moving his back foot backwards and forwards.
Good. Hey.
An alternate to hitting off a batting tee is to hit off a cone. Though you can't adjust the height of the ball on a cone, you will get almost the same benefit hitting from a cone as you can hitting from a tee.
Hey. Hey. Ready, go.
Chair hitting drill.
Ready, go.
This excellent hitting drill is used to help a player avoid getting into the habit of swinging up. When doing this drill, the hitter's bat should make a high to low motion before contacting the ball. Let's take another look at this high to low motion. After striking the ball, the bat should go in a slightly upward motion, just a little higher than a perfectly level swing. The combination of the height of most chairs combined with the batting tee will force batters to swing in this high to low motion before making contact with the ball.
Ready, go. Good, that's how you do it.
Cinderblock Drill. This is another backyard hitting drill. Bouncing a ball off a cinder block will give a batter a movement of the ball. Here it goes up and down, different from the movement of a pitched ball. This drill is giving the hitter another type of look and movement of a ball before he swings. Again, you want to emphasize that the ball should be hit no higher than shoulder height to keep the player from having an uppercut with his swing. Making a rag ball. The rag ball is made up of a cloth rag and masking tape. We take the rag and roll it up. We then take the masking tape and begin to wrap it around the rag. 2-inch masking tape is recommended. Cover all corners so no part of the rag is showing. These can be used throughout the season, though you may need to retape them a few times. There are many drills that can be done with the rag ball. Soft toss drill. An excellent drill using the canvas as a backstop is the soft toss drill. Here we're tossing a rag ball. A practice technique we use to help the player keep his eye on the ball is having the player yell "hit" when the bat makes contact with the ball. This will force the player to keep his eye on the ball instead of turning his head at the last moment as so many young hitters do.
Low.
Another soft toss drill is called high-low. 2 rag balls are tossed at once, with the parent yelling either high or low. The player must hit whichever ball is called out, the high one or the low one. Again, this is training the hitter to keep his eyes focused. A variation of this is to use 2 different color rag balls, tossing them both up at the same time and yelling out a color. The color yelled is the rag ball that should be hit. Here we're using blue and white balls. Toss ball derby. This game combines using the toss drill as a teaching mechanism and playing a fun, competitive game. With 2 squares made out of silver duct tape put on the tarp, a game is created.
Single. First and second.
A ball hit in the inner square is a home run. And a ball hit in the bigger square is a single. Everything else is an out. Play this game like a regular game with 9 innings.
Single.
This can also be done against a concrete wall.
2 outs. Home run.
Hitting the rag ball on a rope. This drill is easy to set up, and the player can practice this by himself. With a rag ball attached to a rope, the player can get a lot of repetitions in a short period of time. The rope can extend from a screw eye attached to the side of a deck, as shown here. Other areas can also be used in a backyard. Making a rag ball on a rope. When making the rag ball on a rope, a few extra steps must be taken. First, tie a knot on what will be the bottom of the rope. This will help prevent the rag ball from flying off the rope on impact with a bat. Then tie the rag into a knot right on the rope. We roll up the rag and wrap it up with masking tape. Once done, we take silver duct tape and wrap it on each side of the rag ball. We make sure to cover the knot that was made. A variation of this drill can be done with a wiffle ball attached to a strong string or flexible wire. This can be done while the ball is either stationary or moving. Bunting young.
Good job. Take that off. Okay. Good. You're doing really good.
Bunting is one of the most strategic parts of baseball. In most cases, you probably won't be able to throw hard balls to a 5- or 6-year-old and teach him how to bunt.
That's really good. Here we go. Ready? Okay, here we go.
Here we use a Velcro ball and a Velcro paddle attached to a bat with silver duct tape. The parent pitches the ball, and the player, while in the bunting position, tries to catch the ball on the paddle. When you do this drill with very young children, don't be overly concerned about their technique being 100% correct.
You stay where you are. Here we go again.
Exposure to the activity is our goal.
Good.
Glove on bat bunting drill. A creative apparatus that can be used to practice bunting when players are a little older is made by attaching an old glove to a bat with duct tape. Have a player assume the bunting position. When the ball is pitched, he or she must catch the ball in the glove. When teaching bunting, remember that the bat really should not move forward. This drill will teach what is sometimes called a soft bat when bunting. Tennis racket home run derby. Kids at any age love to hit home runs. In tennis racket home run derby, the parent tosses a tennis ball and the player will swing at it. Young players get enthusiastic about this drill. They feel like major leaguers in a real home run derby. This is an excellent activity for more than one player. One brother or sister can be in the field while the other bats. Another option in this drill is to use a cinder block just to get a different type of ball movement for the batter. Ground ball tarp throw. This drill uses a tarp and is done with just 2 people. A parent throws ground balls to the player, and after catching the ball, the player throws it against the tarp. This simple backyard drill will help young players get used to catching the ball in one place and throwing it to another, an essential skill that will become an instinct with practice.
Watch the ball into the glove. Good.
On ground balls, try to get the player to field the ball in the center of his body. This scene shows a progression doing the same drill with an older player. Instead of using a tennis ball, we're using a hard ball. Throwing distance should be adjusted according to a player's age and ability. Always make sure safety precautions are taken when using a hardball.
Good. Pick it up and throw it.
Goalie Drill. Kids love this drill. In the goalie drill, we throw the ball to both sides of the player.
Dive, come on.
Like a hockey or soccer goalie, the player must stop the ball from getting by him. We encourage players to dive at the ball, not necessarily catching it, but simply stopping it and keeping it in front of them.
Dive.
Young players tend to reach for the ball without using their legs. This drill will emphasize that players should always move toward the ball with their legs, not just reach for the ball with their arms. Relay drill. Utilizing the tarp again, we're teaching players how to take a relay throw. The parent throws the ball to the player who is standing in a ready sideways position. After catching the ball, the player turns to the glove side and throws the ball. Always emphasize turning to the glove side. Rag on bat. Here's a quick little homemade apparatus which is just as good as any bat donut or weighted bat. Just take an old bat and wrap some rags around it. The resistance will give the batter the same feeling as with the weighted bat when practicing his swing. Tree swing. A backyard technique that will benefit the older player is the tree swing. The player takes the bat and lines it up a bat's distance away from the tree. He does this by putting one end of the bat against the tree and the other end against his stomach. The object is to swing the bat without hitting the tree. The purpose of this drill is to keep the player from extending his arms too quickly. Make sure a plastic bat is used, because a wood or metal bat can hurt if it does hit the tree. Seen on screen are some recommended lengths and weights of bats. A good place to start with your bat selection. Despite any recommendations from leagues, coaches, or friends, the best bat is one that enables the player to hit the baseball comfortably. Bat identification tip. Here's a quick tip that will help save time and money. When you purchase a bat, stick the bottom end through a hole in a piece of cardboard. Spray paint the bottom part red, and this will identify the bat as yours. This works great when you begin to play on teams and is a quick identifier in your own neighborhood. Batting tee bat control. An interesting and challenging backyard drill is the batting tee bat control drill. Using only a batting tee and a rope hanging directly on top of it, the player swings the bat at the open space between the batting tee and the rope. After a few swings, lower the rope and raise the batting tee, making the open space smaller. The benefit of this simple yet very useful drill is helping the player to concentrate on where he's swinging the bat and not turning his head. A player can do the drill alone and make challenges for himself like swinging 10 times and not hitting the rope more than once. Scramble the Egg. Here's an excellent drill that helps motivate kids to practice bunting. Put several eggs out on a clear, cheap tarp or piece of plastic. Grab a bunch of old baseballs that are falling apart. The eggs should be placed where you want the bunt to go after a pitch. The object is to scramble the eggs. This is a messy yet extremely effective drill which works very well, not only in your backyard, but also with a team on a field.
Good.
Breaking in a glove. Many different things are used to break in a new glove. Always follow the directions that come with the glove. Many feel the best substance to use is shaving cream containing lanolin. Take a rag and put the shaving cream on it. Proceed to rub the shaving cream all over the pocket of the glove. Take 1 or 2 hardballs and put them in the pocket of the glove. You can use a rubber band or rope to keep the glove closed. Here are some tips on buying and caring for your glove. 1. Fitting the hand comfortably is most important. 2. Don't automatically buy the biggest glove that fits the player's hand. Better glove control is made with gloves that are not too big. 3. After purchasing the glove, try to use it as much as possible. You can work it in with your hand and a ball when you aren't using it on the field. 4. Read the directions to use whichever substance is recommended for breaking in a glove. Experts seem to agree that shaving cream with lanolin works best. Some other substances used are petroleum jelly, glove oil, and saddle soap. 5. Wrap 1 or 2 balls in the pocket of the glove and tie it with rubber bands or string when not in use. 6. Make sure the glove is stored in a dry place. 7. Some recommend putting the glove under a mattress. 8. Repeat the shaving cream process if the glove gets wet or if there's a long stretch of inactivity. 9. If the glove does get wet, let it dry out naturally. 10. Repair the glove immediately if the webbing breaks or any ties become loose. Remember these backyard tips. 1. Safety is always the #1 priority when doing any sport or activity. 2. Parents should always okay any drill or game being done in the backyard. 3. Kids should not set up any apparatus alone, whether it was bought in a store or made at home. 4. Always use tennis balls or soft-covered balls instead of hard balls when players are very young. 5. Before you go out and spend a lot of money on a piece of equipment, see if you can use something you can make yourself. 6. Label and mark all equipment in more than one place if possible. 7. Try to make up one activity or game a week, using things around the house or in your own backyard. Many of the drills shown in this video can be practiced in an urban environment. Instead of using a tarp in a backyard, you can throw or hit against a cement or brick wall. Creativity need not be confined to the suburbs. A schoolyard or apartment building wall can achieve the same results in helping players improve their baseball skills.
White. Whoa.
Many baseball skills can be practiced in your own backyard. Practicing these baseball skills is one of the most rewarding things a parent and child can do together. Being creative and using items around you will give added satisfaction. Parents should always be safety conscious and ensure that these drills are more fun than work. Remember that a child is really never too young to begin practicing these baseball skills. So, have fun, and we'll see you on the baseball diamond soon.